Hello and welcome to another Doctor's Assistant 1 video, and today I'm doing a video on what I think of the new Nintendo Switch. Well, I've not got any notes, and yeah, I don't feel too well. I've got a bit of a cold, my throat hurts, and well, I went to sleep quite a bit later than I normally do, and so I probably maybe come across really incoherent in this video, and if so, that's why. But yeah, I just thought I'd get that out of the way first. And again, I don't have like a script or any notes, so yeah, that's why I'll probably come across very rambly. But I know well, if you know me in my personal life, I know that I come across like I'm a really big Nintendo fan, which, well, of course, with the Splatoon hat, kind of gives it away. And some of my Nintendo t-shirts that you may have seen in previous videos like this, kind of give it away. But to be fair, I just like the gaming, and I just like the games that I like. You know, I go where the games are, and I go where the games are that I'm gonna have the most fun with, whether that's Nintendo, Microsoft, Sony, PC, handheld, even maybe mobile, is, you know, irrelevant to me. As long as you're having fun playing a video game, I don't really care, you know. And whether that's on PC, which is regarded as the best platform, and then all the way down to, you know, mobile, which is referred to as the, you know, the infidel, so to speak, which is really a controversial thing that I've just said now that I've actually said it out loud. But yeah, the Nintendo Switch, also referred to prior to it being revealed as the Nintendo Switch, the NX, is officially, well, there's an official trailer. It was officially shown off on the late night Jimmy Fallon show, which was mind-blowing. You know, I'm looking forward to it. I am trying to be unbiased, you know. I do have a Wii U, and I have previously done a video on my channel about why I like the Wii U. I appreciate, though, statistically speaking, numbers-wise, it is an abysmal machine, in the sense that it is the worst selling Nintendo console, period. Well, actually, okay, well, Virtual Boy and then the Wii U, I think, or, like, actual console. Like, Virtual Boy was more like a VR-type experience type thing, way back when. So that doesn't really count, to me anyway, as a proper state-of-the-art home entertainment console / system, depending on your personal preference. So yeah, I think, you know, it's got a lot of promise. I mean, I've heard a lot of rumours from The Know, Eurogamer, Emily Rogers, Reddit, Twitter, YouTube, even maybe Facebook. There's been places there that have said stuff, you know. There's a lot of rumours and a lot of theories and a lot of things floating about the internet. So, you know, whether it's fact or not, you don't know until the whole thing's out, and it's not coming out until March next year, which is a shame because I cannot wait. I am saving up my money already to get a Switch. I will make the Switch. That's all they have to say in the adverts, you know. Like, make a pretend, like, mock-up of a, I don't know, a PS4 or Xbox One, you know, not use the official, like, licensed version, but, like, make a similar sort of console in an advertisement, and then maybe say, make the Switch, and then, like, the person drops the controller, that controller, and then just goes out and buys a Nintendo Switch because they made the Switch, and then, like, they're playing, you know, a new full-on Mario, 3D Mario game, which is one of the games that they've said might actually be coming to the Switch in its first six months launch window. It sounds like it's got a bevy of games. Hopefully they will deliver on that. And I think the thing is, I'm getting hyped for what's going to be there at first, but beyond that, beyond the facade of the launch period, I'm worried that it will slow down and then just plummet. So it'll be like, after 6 months, maybe 7th month, 8th, 9th, and then by 10th or 11th month, going on year 1 and 2 of the Nintendo Switch, it will be all the way down there. And I mean, although I like the Wii U, I don't don't worry, I'm not a nut job. I don't class it as an official, 8th generation console by any means. It's much more of a 7.5 gen console. It's literally just a stepping stone beyond the 360 and PS3 capability wise, but nowhere near as powerful as a PS4 or Xbox One, and that. But the Switch looks like it's on par with the basic models of Xbox One and PS4, and also has that mobility of being able to be a handheld as well. I know a lot of people I've talked to at college and places and that, have said, that they don't really care for that feature of the taking it on the go. But I really do. I think it was what the Wii U was meant to be, but I think they overestimated their ambitions, and then actually when it came to the practical thing, we're like, oh, we don't actually have the technology, but let's kind of make the Wii U gamepad anyway. And the thing is, the problem with that was that a lot of people, like literally every person who's ever been over at mine and has seen the Wii U has either said, one, they didn't know that the actual console was there was an actual console, and they just maybe thought it was the tablet, and then for some strange reason, and then also people have either thought the tablet was very heavy and that you could take it anywhere, but you can't. It only has a certain range distance. So, whereas this is what the Wii U should have been. I think from Nintendo Wii, they should have just done the Switch, but then again, the practicality of that is a bit, unfair on them. They can't do that. Again, there's a Mario 3D Mario game apparently in the works, like along the lines of Mario 64 or Sunshine or Galaxy even, and I think a lot of people are getting hyped for that because the last time there was a full 3D Mario game launched with a Nintendo console, it was the N64, and that was Mario 64, and that is referred to as the best Mario game of all time, I think, by a lot of fans, and is also regarded as one of the first and biggest ambitious, games in gaming history. Really, it went from 2D to 3D. With the same character, and whilst Sonic didn't translate well into 3D, Mega Man never did it, I don't think, into 3D, to my knowledge. Comment below if there is a 3D Mega Man game, I have no idea. But, so he's transcended 2 dimensions to 3D, and also shown this is what 3D is. You can control your camera angles. Not only can you control the character, but the perspective of how you see that character and how you see that world within the game. And that just must have been mind-blowing back then, Yes, Yes, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild has been delayed again, but apparently, I don't know if this is true, but hopefully Skyrim, the remastered edition that they're getting on PS4 and Xbox One, is also coming to Switch, and that will be in its six-month launch period, so that will hopefully be something people can play whilst waiting for Breath of the Wild. Splatoon 2, the sequel to Splatoon, will be in the launch, which is fantastic because, as you can tell, again, with the hat, I am a big fan of that franchise, absolutely adore it. Retro Studios, the people who did Donkey Kong Country Freeze, Tropical Freeze, are doing a new IP, Pikmin 4, Mario Kart 8, 2.0 essentially, with a better battle mode, which was the biggest criticism of that game. Bit better battle mode, more characters with King Boo, new tracks, maybe more DLC, new tracks, new characters. Again, you saw in the trailer you got King Boo. Maybe there's that 2-item thing as well. Maybe that might just be an in-game option. So one mode you get that, and another mode you just get the normal one, like in Mario Kart 8. Apparently you might be able to play GameCube games, and that could include, at launch on the eShop, Smash Bros. Melee, Sunshine, Mario Sunshine, Luigi's Mansion, and maybe an Animal Crossing game. There are a lot of rumours floating around, that the Dark Souls series might be able to come onto the Switch, all 3 of those games, because apparently From Software have said and spoke highly of the Switch and sort of said it's actually running at capabilities that we're comfortable with porting our games onto it. You know, it could be better, but it could be a lot worse, I think is what they're saying. You know, it's about right, you know, and I think that's what a lot of third-party developers are thinking. You know, they're thinking, okay, let's just test the waters. If it is to our standards, or our standards of games are up here and their console power is up to here, but an Xbox One and PS4's is like all the way over here, you know, yeah, it's below what a PS4 or an Xbox One can do, but it's still above what we're expecting from Nintendo, then it's fine, you know. And that, you know, there's going to be a new Pokemon game, main series Pokemon game apparently at launch at some point. I don't know if it's at launch, don't quote me on that, but at some point, you know, there's going to be Pokemon Star, I think it's called, on there, which will, you know, you'll be able to play that on the go and, you know, on your TV, and it'll be like a big HD, you know, really good looking version of Pokemon Sun and Moon, which is insane and awesome and amazing. You know, I just think there's a lot of good features, you know, and as well, after watching that late night Jimmy Fallon like show thing, where Reggie Fils-Aimé and Shigeru Miyamoto were there, you know, where Reggie Fils-Aimé just seamlessly picked up the Switch, and you know, there seemed to be a pretty seamless, you know, it was on the big projector, he was playing Breath of the Wild, popped the what is it, the gamepad type device, tablet device out, and then seemed to be just able to play it fairly instantaneously, to my knowledge anyway, and it still looked really, really good on that screen, you know, and I can't wait. I mean, I'm still hoping, I'm still a bit on the fence, you know, maybe third party will be there again, like with the Wii U at the beginning for a bit, but then after a while maybe the hype will, you know, go down, and maybe they'll be like, you know what, actually we might not make it over to the Switch because it'll take too much time, too much effort, you know, and that, but I feel good about this. I mean, again, Reggie on the big screen, when it was on the big projector, Reggie Fils-Aimé was mainly playing with the Pro Controller like a normal controller, you know, and that's what a lot of people, major criticism of Nintendo has been throughout the Wii U, and that, you know, that they've always been doing these gimmicks and we just want a normal controller, and they seem to do the best thing that Nintendo, one of the biggest things that I've always liked about Nintendo, they always give you options. There seems to be a bevy of options to play different games, you know, you've got the Joy-Cons at the side of the gamepad that snap off, and then you could play two players, you know, turn them sideways and play a two-player game. You've got the Joy-Cons then can like go into that controller thing. You've got, you know, your standard Pro controller. You know, I'm curious if that standard Pro controller will be what you use for Splatoon now or not. How it's gonna, you know, does that tablet have motion controls? Not motion controls, but gyroscope controls, you know, like if you tilt it about, will it move around the camera? Because that is how you do play Splatoon. Or most players actually don't play that way. Most players prefer playing it with just the analog sticks, so maybe it will be the Pro controller, but I actually prefer using the gyroscope controls, funnily enough. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it, and I think it will be good. I think it depends on how they're marketing it, what games are there, you know. If the games are there, if the marketing's right, I don't see why it shouldn't be successful. But if they somehow screw up the marketing, which Nintendo notorious for not having very good marketing. Look at the Wii U and the new 3DS. I mean, the new 3DS, just come on, that name is stupid. But yeah, the marketing, if they fail on the marketing and then don't actually have a good steady library throughout its tenure, throughout its lifespan, then that will be essentially what, you know, damages the Switch. No matter how good the power of the thing is, no matter how good it feels to seamlessly go from the big screen to a smaller handheld and take it outside, you know, no matter how good any and all those features are, if there's not the games and if people don't know about it and don't understand it, like the Wii U, it may actually fail. I don't want it to, but I suspect that will be, or those will be the contributing factors to it not succeeding. I will see you next time in another video. Please do comment below your thoughts on the Nintendo Switch, as I would love to hear them in the YouTube comments, or maybe Facebook comments or Twitter comments, depending where I post this video. So yeah, thanks for watching, comment, rate and subscribe.